I know, right? Got it.
Got it.
And then I have to do something because it'll feed back.
Oh yeah, I've never done that, so I don't know how. I don't know what you.
Because it'll feed back.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
I've
I
never.
do not that button. Back.
Mm-hmm. I've never.
Not that button. Let's try that one. Can you hear me? Ha.
Ha ha
Okay.
ha.
Okay, perfect. Here we go. Oh my gosh, I just did something to my computer screen. Okay, so this is good morning, ladies. Good morning, everybody. Let me see if we are, yeah, here we go. Okay. I
We're
think
doing
we're doing it. Doing
it.
it. My first morning back talking to just one person, doing a woohoo spotlight. I've been doing lives in the Good to Great challenge, which has been really fun.
Oh, awesome.
Anybody's been doing the Good to Great challenge, like raise your hand. It's been really fun. Anyway, good morning, everybody. Here we are, Wednesday, January 10th. January 10th. This is not an evergreen recording. This will end up on my little YouTube channel, Designed Life LLC, Samantha Buckley-Hugessen. You know what I didn't open? I didn't open my little like what I say to introduce everybody. So let me just introduce you. Let me just introduce Becca, you guys. Hi, guys. Everybody say good morning to Becca. Becca is not only my friend, she's one of my mastermind partners, and she's here in Cabo San Lucas. I don't know if you can tell from, hearing her the last couple of minutes. She's not from Cabo, but we have a pretty big expat community down here now. So Becca's a former corporate executive who has awakened her purpose of helping women entrepreneurs. That's why she's here. Women entrepreneurs create and grow their own soul-based brands. She offers heartfelt web design, marketing, and branding to artists, healers, coaches, entrepreneurs, and any small business owners seeking to make a positive impact in the world and grow their dream business.
Ooh.
Wow, that's it. I mean, there you go. If people don't raise their hand right there, it's probably an opportunity for them to say, me, pick
Technique.
me, pick me. So, Becca, just give everybody a little bit of background, like where are you from, and your corporate world, and what made you decide this is not it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So, well, and Sam, we were just talking. I mean, I'm originally from Wisconsin, and so we're both in Cabo. You're probably what, like, I think 3 miles away or 2 miles away from me, and we're zooming.
Where are you, Rancho?
Yeah.
I'm like 6 blocks from you.
So, yes, but from Wisconsin, and it was what, 58 degrees here, and I'm like, my hands are freezing and I'm cold. I'm such a desert brat now.
Flannel.
Yeah.
Hello.
Right. Well, and I spent time in the P and Dubs too, and I'm like, that's so cold. Um, but yeah, so born and raised in Wisconsin, I've lived all over the US. And, Sam, we have similar stories and I'm sure a lot of other women entrepreneurs resonate with this, but it's like I did the whole corporate climb thing. I went to college, I got a degree in design, interior design, and did that for a few years, like 5, 6 years. And then I was out living in Denver at that time, and then the housing collapse happened. And so, whoa, boom, like I was in the middle of an appointment. They're like, put the locks on the door, everybody get out. I'm like, what's happening? Stuff like that they don't prepare you for in school. You're just like this total economic collapse. Like my builder had 4,000 employees, like 12 states, just done. So I went back to Wisconsin. I'm like, okay, well, I need to do better. So I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna get my MBA. And at that time, I was transitioning more into marketing and branding and did the MBA thing. Um, you know, And then I'm like, okay, I need more money. I need a better position. Did the whole, okay, let's go out to, I graduated, went out to Seattle, got a, big job, flying back and forth to New York, doing branding for Calvin Klein, all the things, blah, 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 blah. And then I found myself right before the pandemic in Portland for like a startup going public for like $4.5 billion. And, we had the ping pong and the kombucha on tap and like, you've arrived. This is all the things you could hope for. The money, the house, the things. And I was miserable.
That's the exact same line. That is the exact same line that's in my book.
Really?
I had the big corner office, I had made it, but I was miserable. So funny.
We're like, yeah. So, I mean, I like, my marriage was falling apart. I had all the things. I was climbing the ladder. I had money and everything else. I'm just like, my dad was dying. I had all this anxiety at work. Like Sunday nights, I was like, oh my God, I'm like, I can't go in the next day. I'm just stressed out of my mind. People are getting laid off left and right. And I went through like an acquisition in Seattle too, where they just limited my job overnight. Like my whole corporate career is like, okay, you're not doing anything wrong, but you keep landing in the wrong spots. And then, like, okay, you're acquired, you're gone. There's a housing collapse, you're let go. And then this time, what brought me back down to, not back, to Cabo is my corporation was doing vacation rentals. So they were like one of the largest vacation rental companies in the world. And in October of 2019, they sent me down to Baja. And I could have been to 18 different countries. And I was like, I want to go to Baja. I have no idea why. I'm just like, send me to Baja. The CEO and I were having it out, constantly micromanaging me, constantly like, what are you doing? Why is this color blue? This color blue? It's too cerulean. It should be navy. And I'm like, and so I came down here, and 1 week before I was supposed to go back to Portland, they lay off. I mean, the pandemic hit, COVID hit. And what a better place to be than vacation rental management marketing. Yes. I was like, what a beautiful, perfect timing. So I was in Pescadero. I was living in Villa de Cerritos.
So what Becca's talking about, gang, is that if you've hung out with me a bit, I've got this little bungalow, like this little cottage for the Canadians, close to the beach, in a little small dirt Mexican town up the highway. And Becca was literally in my same neighborhood, but we didn't know each other.
Nope.
We didn't know each other, and we hadn't met. Anyway,
hadn't met. So I was in one of the back ones, like 42A, living in the loft up there when the pandemic hit. I got laid off, and literally the border shut down, and like all my stuff was in a pod up in Portland. This was like the super scary time of COVID, where there's hazmat suits and no one knows what's happening. The airport border closed, you couldn't drive north. And so I'm like, I guess I'm going to quarantine by myself in Pescadero.
So somewhere along there, we neglected to say we cut off with the husband, all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Huge so transformation.
So we split, consciously and coupled, but just like after 15 years, it's like there's so much love here, but we are just not communicating. It's all getting built up. When you try to have a conversation, it's not authentic, and there's no authentic, honest communication happening, and we are so misaligned on where we want to go. And we're having coffee one morning, and I look at him, I'm like, and we had tried therapy, and my therapist and his therapist, and we all came together and quad therapy. No. And I just look at him, I'm like, this is so done, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
well, I bring that up because, the women in the group that are listening to this, we've all lived. We're all living, and the purpose of this space is not all business. Don't get me wrong, we're going to talk about your business because it's super important, but it's about life. It's about, hi, I run a business, or I manage a business, or I'm trying to start a business. I got a side hustle and my marriage is falling apart,
Right.
or I'm totally miserable. And, I'm dealing with kids and aging parents, and you know what I mean? That sandwich situation, which is becoming very prevalent again. I don't know why that's showing up in my life so much lately, but anyway, so
Yeah.
so as we
Yeah.
talk about your journey, we'll talk about the bumps too,
Yeah.
right? Because the bumps, I wish that you could show a picture of you in the corporate world versus who you've become in the true Becca world. Oh, she's got it. You guys,
Oh,
wait
I
till you
got
see
it.
this picture. Okay,
I've
wait for
got
the
it.
picture. And I'm gonna out Becca a bit here. And then we're gonna talk a lot about her business and what she can do for you. But I'm gonna out her in the sense that she I described her when I introduced her to you guys as having this strong corporate background, right? We many of us came from a corporate kind of place because that's what you did if you were gonna make it, you know.
Right.
Your ego says, keep going, big, more.
Money.
Yeah, money, more. Anyway, and then now, Becca's down here. As you heard, she kind of quarantined by herself in this little, oh, where's my wedding ring? Oops, I know where it is. Um, ah, anyway, in this like seriously secluded back roads kind of place by herself. She took up surfing. She's a badass at surfing. I mean, you can tell from the hair and her phenomenal body. I'm sorry about your shoulder. That's got to suck for surfing right now. Oh, anyway.
Panicked.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Let's see the before picture. Look, look at that. Look at that. See, beautiful, by the way.
Yeah.
Beautiful. But that girl is not surfing and living her best life.
No, no. And I mean, yeah, this isn't, I told you, this isn't even dyed. Like, this is just salt and sun and
Yeah, yeah,
sea.
yeah. No, 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 for
And
sure.
also, that photo was 8 years ago. So,
But it's a
yeah,
gorgeous photo of you. You're a beautiful, beautiful human. But I remember the first time I saw that, I was like, oh my God, you've completely transformed. And when I say
yeah.
completely transformed, I also mean just the lightness in you. I don't just mean your hair and, it really showed through. The person I'm talking to right now is, I'm quite certain is not the chick that came down in 2019.
No, no, no,
Yeah,
no. We lovingly put her to rest
nice, nice.
in that, in that, yeah, in that transition. Because I mean, it was a total, I mean, you were there for the whole thing. And as, the universe does, I got, connected into you because as I sat there and really just awakened and figured out, what who I am, what I want, what lights me up, what makes me passionate. And Baja is wonderful for that.
Yeah.
And then I got, connected. I got connected to you. And that's just how it is like, as you transition, as you change and you get those
Source
people
Source
on
will
your
put
path.
everything in your path. Source puts everything in your path. I mean, that's a great
Yeah.
point to bring up. A lot of people don't recognize. They're trying to figure out how. You know
Right.
what? And so I bring up this point. Um, Leave the how out of it, because Becca's, about to tell you where she found her purpose, like her work, her yumminess. And it wasn't a how situation. It was a, okay, well, what do I want to spend my time doing? A lot of times, and I'm guessing it's kind of like, well, what am I good at? A lot of times what I'm good at makes us feel great because it just like, oh, that was magic. Oh, you know what I mean? It builds our self-esteem and things like that. So, there's this fine line for people of between what I'm good at and what brings me life. Sometimes people do what I'm good at, which I spent a lot of years in the corporate world doing what I was good at. And I'm going to tell you right now, I loved all of it except the one thing that when I got to the end, and it was the flying back and forth, living in hotels. It wasn't a job.
Uh,
It was the lack of life,
right.
right? It was
Right.
the commuting. It was the, that kind of stuff. It wasn't the job. The job was fun. You know what I mean? You can't be around me and not be having fun, you know,
Right.
right?
Especially in a sales role, you're like, let's go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So fun.
Yeah, totally.
Standing on, I remember being in Dallas, Texas, standing on the desk with, I had over 80 telemarketers in the room, and it felt like, one of those crazy moments. I just flashed back on that. Anyway,
Yeah. Oh my God, right? Another lifetime.
totally another lifetime.
Yes.
But anyway,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
so yay, yay, yay. Tell us about your business. Tell us what you do for women and give us the why. What's the why?
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I so resonate exactly with what you were saying with corporate life. It's just the lack of time, the lack of freedom, the like always on someone else's agenda. And then for me, especially just sort of always like having the worry that you can be dispensed at any moment. Not necessarily because you're doing a bad job, but just because the
Yeah.
world and everything.
Hey, I'm
And
working with one of my clients, her company, she's about to lay off 20 people.
oh,
Yeah, it's really hard.
yeah, it's so hard. It's
Yeah.
so hard. Well, so before I wanted just to say, because it was such a big learning for me. So before I landed where I am now, I went down the path of another small business, but it was bringing like handmade goods from Mexico to the US because what I really wanted to do was help people. What I really want to do at my core is like, I want to help people shine. I want to help them, whatever their purpose is, like, I want to help them shine. I want to help amplify them. And that's what like lit me up. And I love design. I'm like, I'm gonna do all that. And so through like my first, like my, I know marketing and branding, it comes so easily to me, but me being an entrepreneur, I went down that path. And as soon as I had the company built, I had the website, I had the name, I had the sourcing, I had the infrastructure, I had all the beautiful things. And I'm like, ooh, yes. And then I hit publish and I'm like, I love the creation phase and like all the light drained out of me and I had no interest. Remember, you're like, Becca, you're like, you're being redirected.
Yeah.
Like,
Is it
what are you talking
possible
about,
you're being
Sam?
redirected?
I was like, what are you talking about? I've done all this work. I'm not going to abandon the ship.
Okay, hold on to that. Put a pin in that. I have to highlight that moment right there.
Yeah,
Ladies, listen to what Becca's saying. She didn't fail. What happened is she recognized I love the creation portion of this, and then I want to hand it over.
yeah, right,
Yay. No,
right,
but that's the coolest part of it. And so now here you are. It's like I'm really good at creating. I'm really good at branding. I'm really good at, this whole startup part of this. So use me for that. And then I'm out. If you know what I mean? If you want to come check back in, great. But I want to be in
right.
that new creativeness. Okay. So there wasn't a failure in
Yeah,
that. That was the path telling you what truly lit you up.
right,
And
right.
then I see the tie between I want to help people because you want to help women doing sole purpose. Okay, keep going. I'm
Yeah, yeah.
excited.
Well, yeah, and I had to overcome a huge mental like, you're failing, like my ego. And it was just like, you built all this, you told everybody about this because I did the whole, put a deadline, make it public, all the things because we can get caught in perpetual build without just starting, right? And
Mhm.
as you begin,
Planning.
it all becomes more clear. And so we're like, oh, what about 5 years down the road? When I went, no, doesn't matter. Clear, simple, stupid, right out of the gate. And then you build as you learn and you get feedback, right? And so I was, so I built all that and I got down on myself and it took me a while to abandon it, even though I was barely like doing 5 hours a week on it. I was unwilling to just say, no, it didn't work. And then I was like, it's not a failure. And
Right.
that's what we're all told is it's a failure, and it's not. It was just a beautiful learning to get where I'm supposed to be.
Okay, so it's called a fail forward.
Yeah,
And what it is like, and I encourage you ladies all the time, fail for fail. But then you get right up,
right,
you get right up and you take a look at it. We
right,
learn, we're very few of us learn by someone telling us or watching others. We got to go through it, right?
yes,
We got to go through it. And how many times have we, as women, held on because we are nurturers and we are loving and we do care, held on to something way too long, held on to a boyfriend, held on to a marriage, held on to an apartment, held on to a house, you know what I mean? Held on to a company. It's like, and our
Yes.
ego comes in, and I'm telling you, here's Becca right here telling you, oh
Yeah.
my God, I failed at that. I quit that. I moved here. I was stuck there. My marriage. We're all in the same boat. Everybody thinks that they're unique, which you are. Don't get me
You
wrong.
are. You
But
are.
I encourage people to often talk, be transparent, especially in a group like this. Be transparent because we've experienced a level of very similar, if not the same things. Okay.
Completely. Completely. And I just wanted to say something though too, is because like that's sort of become at least my mantra these last like the end of 23 and into 24 is, and we're all guilty of it. We're all our own worst critics and we do hold on to things too long and we know it, and you know it because it's right here and you can feel it. And you'll go ask your friends, your girlfriends, hey, what do you think about this thing? Do you think I should let it go? Do you think? And you know it. And
Yep.
so the end of last year and into this year, and it's just like even the stupidest things, Sam, like even looking at my closet this week, I looked at it, I'm like, I haven't worn that dress. I haven't worn that thing. It doesn't resonate. I know the boyfriend that I was talking to when I wore it, like simple things like that, simple things. It's got old energy. I'm like, I don't want it. And so I'm like, I'm going to go donate it. And this friend, I love you so much, but we are not where we're at now. We're not lifting each other up. And so I love you and go. And so it's just been like this shedding and shedding and shedding because when you do let go of those things that are bringing you down, or like you don't feel that quite that comfortable with that person or that place or that thing, then
Right.
then the goodness comes in.
Right. Then you're open to have all the other yumminess, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yes.
Yay.
So as I let go of Habitat 9,
Uh-huh.
Um, and then I realized I'm like, okay, all right, let's look at this. And exactly, I loved the building process. I loved the creation. I loved there's nothing here, and let's make something, let's birth something, let's create. And so that's where I'm like, okay, Becca, if you think about just like what you talked about, the Ikigai, the Japanese Ikigai of like, okay, not only what you're passionate about and what you can get paid for, but like also what the world needs.
Right.
There's so many women entrepreneurs now. And I think it's record numbers. I don't know. I was reading like some article. It's like there's more small business startups now than there ever have been because we're all sick of it, to be frank. Um,
And less than 1% of the top of less than 2% of businesses are women owned, make $1 million or more. And that's bullshit. Because you know what, quite frankly, we're way,
yeah,
way smarter than that.
no shit,
We're
right?
not gonna if we're not gonna get recognized out in the corporate world, watch us go.
Exactly. Yes, sister.
Okay.
So that's where I transitioned. I'm just like, okay, like that's what I want to do is still do what I'm good at and comes easily and effortlessly to me is marketing and branding and website design, And so then take that skill set and through Rebecca Eve Studios, like women entrepreneurs that are, I mean, I've helped people that are just starting out. I've helped Fortune 100 companies. I've helped people with a budget of $500. I have managed a team of 25 with $12.5 million as my budget. So I've seen a lot.
Right, right.
And depending on what stage people are at, that's what I want to do is help build your brand, help establish your voice, make your uniqueness shine. Like I just want to help you shine.
Right.
And the biggest barrier I think for women, and I'm guilty of this, is we see ourselves with foggy glasses. We do not see, we're just so hard on ourselves.
Yeah.
And when you go
Critical.
out and yeah, when you go and try to build your own brand and you build your own website, it's just I'm like, no, girl, like you're so much more than that. And so asking for help and letting someone who can see you and help you shine and tell
See
your
you.
story, you
See
know?
you. And thanks for pointing that out. Ladies, listen to what Becca just said. Okay, because it's also a thing, I keep coming back to why we're together in this group. Because this is something that my former coach used to say to me, Sam, you can't see your own eyebrows. You can't see your own eyebrows. So I have someone who is, I respect, who I know has walked the path before me, who is an expert. I trust experts. I don't do my own accounting. I trust experts. I don't do, my bookkeeping. I
Right.
trust experts. I have, a psychologist I call every once in a while. Trust me. She's an expert in that. I'm an expert coach, right?
Right.
But I can't see my own eyebrows. So I need someone to see it for me. And that, what you just said, is see the greatness in you.
Yeah.
You know what I
Right.
mean? See the greatness in you. It's like you look at your clients and you
Right.
see them. It's like, shine. I'm going to pull you the essence of you that I know to be true. And I
Yeah.
know one of the processes that you use when you're branding and building is you do a big discovery. So you really don't just say, show me what your product is. You put
No.
that person at the forefront. Now, a lot of women go, but I don't want to be at the forefront. Tough shit, babes.
Right.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? As far as branding, we're going to brand you and what you do for people. You playing small is not being of service to anybody. Someone
Right.
else is going to go do it.
Right. Completely. Completely. And it's really, so people want, it's proven. I mean, people want to buy from people. They want to
Yeah.
connect to a story. And so when you sit down and like bring your brand to life, I know how to market a product. And yes, you can give me the feature and benefits like 100%, but it's getting to know you, your voice, your essence. And the best part is, how do you take this beautiful human and make that essence come alive in the digital space?
Yeah.
Like, how do I make the person, when they see that website, when they see it, get the actual look and feel and vibe of that person, that product, their mission? How do you give that essence? It's like a digital painting of a person, I guess.
But I think it's even better than that personally. But anyway, it's deeper.
Yeah.
It's more layered than a painting of that person because, you know, it a lot of people may not yet understand branding. You know what I mean? They may not understand, but and the essence that we're talking about. So
Yeah.
we've got lots of women here, and maybe they sell life insurance. You know what I mean? They've started their independent thing because it's a huge thing, by the way, right now,
Yeah.
because it's an investment. A lot of people don't understand this, and so I'm kind of pimping all you life insurance girls out there right now, because life insurance isn't just after you die. It's not for other people. It's amazing. It's an incredible investment, right? So
Right.
let's say that that's a very crowded space right now. Let's just call it a crowded space right now.
Yeah.
Coaching. Let's call it a very crowded space right now, right?
100%. Yeah.
I mean, I've been doing it more than a dozen years. People are like, oh, you've been a coach for a long time. It's like, yeah, it's not a fad.
Oh, I've been doing these things for a while.
Yeah, exactly. More than a decade. Pretty happy with it. But,
uh,
but the thing is I don't often tell people anything different than somebody taught me usually, right? Or I had the experience or whatever, or I studied it, da 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 da.
yeah.
The thing is my essence, my voice is different. How I deliver it is different. That
Yes.
people connect with me and my foul mouth or my quirkiness or my craziness, or I could give a flying if you like, me
Right.
being goofy or not.
Right.
That's my brand. That's my you get what you get. And you want straight shooter, I'm gonna ass kicker extraordinaire. So come on, let's go. We'll get it done.
Sure.
Right. But
Yeah.
but just like anybody else that's building a website or blah blah blah, the basics are the same. But in the branding portion and the part that you make so beautiful, Becca, is that you put the essence of the human in front of
Yeah.
the girlfriend, right?
Right.
And
Yeah.
that's actually what's going to sell because everybody's selling life insurance, everybody's coaching, everybody's doing yoga retreats, everybody's doing that, you guys, just so you know. So with almost 8 billion people on the planet,
Yeah.
you have to put you out there to be the differentiator.
It's so true. It's so true. You're right. The building blocks are 100% the same. It's the essence of the person, and you're like, well, how can you make a website that different? you absolutely can. I've never even remotely encountered one that's even remotely close to the same, just like humans, right? And so it's the copy and the imagery and the voice and the look and the feel that you're like, yep, that's Sammy, you
Yeah.
know?
Yay.
Yeah.
I should let you play with it, but that would probably mean that I'd have to. I actually, people that don't know, my husband's a web designer.
Right. I know we were talking about that. I'm like, no, no,
Yeah, yeah.
no.
My husband, when I decided to quit my job back when I was like 45, and I said, "Can you pull the reins for a while? Because I gotta do my thing. I've been, being this anyway." He's like, "Yeah." 3 months later, he's like, "I hate my job. Can I quit?" I'm like, "I'm just starting out. I'm going to school." Yes.
My turn. It's my turn.
Yeah, we made it work. We made it work. So,
Yeah.
um, amazing, amazing. Okay. Is there anything else that we have not covered? I'm looking at some of the notes here. You've just got a really great note from Isabel Gaillon. Isabel
Oh,
said, "Shed simplified to make room for clarity and what really resonates with you. Nice interview with substance. Nicely done, Becca." Thanks, Sam. You're welcome. You're welcome.
oh, that
Yeah.
makes me happy.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, you do purposeful work. Um, so anything else, any little tidbits or takeaways that you want to leave with everybody today before I have you drop all of your, yummy connections and all that stuff in the comments?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I I had the idea. I mean, there's a bunch of like good small business like marketing tips that I have. But I mean, I think the biggest thing is ask for help, you know? Is just ask for help. Because we all, we're all I guess masters of our own lane and like what lights us up. And with something like this, I mean, there's like 1.1 billion websites and different brands. It's like, you know, even if you have a tiny budget and you don't even have it, just even to have someone come in for $100 or $150 to just look at it for you. And is your, because I've seen so many times where it's just like, you get stuck in your lingo, you get stuck in like the words that you use, and you're like, you're like, I'm not totally following. What do you mean? I'm like, so just ask for help, like ask for someone to look through it and get second set of eyes on it. You do not have to do it, all yourself.
Right.
You just,
So
yeah, you don't.
you just like brought something up to me. Okay, so two things I'm going to bring up there. One, you don't have to do it alone. That's what we're about here. We're about we're all high achieving women. Some of us are sucking right now at being high achieving because that's part of the journey. And others
Yeah.
are hitting it and hit their stride and they're going to be fine for a while. But I already know how this happens. We don't always stay like this. You can't.
Nope. Nope.
Ask for help.
That's for
So
help.
so let the ego go. Let the poverty mindset go. Let the poverty mindset go. Ladies, I know money's tight. Stop saying money's tight. Stop saying money's tight. I've heard it so much lately. You are
Yeah.
broadcasting that I'm broke. Stop it. Temporarily out of funds. Temporarily, you know what? Right now, that money is going elsewhere. That's all I have to say. It's just I'm trying to give people a little bit of tip here. But
Yeah.
are you, I just came up with an idea, and maybe you already had it. Are you saying that you could do a review of someone's website for an affordable price? Like if it's a 5-page website or 10-page website, could you
Oh
do
my gosh.
that?
Yeah. And so I mean, that's a great point. On my website, I have a little book of free consultation with me. It's 30 minutes, but I kind of rarely stick to 30 minutes. But
I know we
so
overgive.
well, yeah, but it's like so do that. And I will look over your biz, or if you're starting or if you're not, and I'll say, look, I might tweak this, or actually I can't help you. Like at this juncture, like you're good. You need to go and do these things first. We don't need to like pretty this up
Becca,
anymore.
go do my website. Go do
What?
my website. Go do that. Go, let's do my website.
Okay,
Okay, good.
I'd be happy to. I'd be happy to. Yeah. So that's the thing. Like I can help in all different ways, but I'd be happy just to do for anybody who's wants just to like a free consultation of like, am I on the right path? Am I doing the right things? Am I even any like
Right.
happy to help.
Right, because you're the expert, and I said it earlier. I hire experts. I'm an expert coach. I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty good at it.
Hell yeah.
I've been doing it for a long time.
Hell yeah.
But I hire experts.
Yeah.
Right? I could go to Home Depot and fumigate my house. I hire a fumigator, just so you know, right?
Right. Well, right. Yeah, we all try to be experts of everything because we're women in that way. We're like, I can do this and this is. It's like, no. Like, I mean, I cut my hair once or twice, but that was the pandemic, and just because there was
I
nobody.
colored mine.
Oh yeah.
My bestie's a hairdresser, so I did go and order like all this stuff, but it was bad.
Yeah. Oh no, Sam, during the pandemic, I cut my own hair with kitchen shears.
You should see my kindergarten picture. I did the same thing.
I was like, I have the photo of like the pile of hair, and they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm alone in the desert. I have aloe and put it on my injuries. I'm surviving.
That's not a. That's. Do you remember how many people went like shave their heads? So you're okay.
That would have
All
been
right. So, ladies, is anybody? You've been getting likes and loves and all that kind of good stuff on the Facebook. I have to get ready to go to another client. Is there any questions in here for Becca? Again, you're gonna go in later after I get to work doing other stuff, and put in all your deets, like, and you're getting loves. Boom, boom. You can't see it.
Yay. Well, and if anybody too, I'll put my contact information. I had like, because I'm Virgo, and I had like 10 or 12 like tips of like top things that I would recommend for this year. Just I'll email them to you if you want to just drop me an email.
Oh my God, how smart. Well, then put that in and they can follow you and go into your list, and then you can like support them in an area that they may not be an expert in.
Totally.
Right?
Totally. Happy to help.
Oh,
What?
up so early when it was cold.
Oh my gosh, I know my hands are cold, but
I know.
second cup of, I'm like, I'm from Wisconsin. What's wrong with me?
Oh, we're such sucks. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now I'm going to do my take us on out of here part of this. So thanks for tuning in today. Make sure and hit the get notifications, right? So that you know when we're going live here and having these yummy conversations. You don't want to miss your opportunity to talk and ask questions from these inspiring women. I think I'm having Dragne next week. I think I have to check. Yeah, she's a badass too. And if you're interested in learning more about purposefully living your life by design, that's what I do. Becca can tell you.
Oh yes.
Thanks.
You saw the before photo.
You're gorgeous. Anyway, look for my link in comments. Actually, I'm all over the place, so just go find me. And I also do complimentary coaching in sessions to see if you need help getting moved forward or just support, being the badass women that you are. Yeah. So Becca, I love you.
I love you too, Sam.
Thanks, honey. Have a really, really great week. And let me know how your shoulder turns out.
Oh, thanks.
Okay. Take care.
Bye. Bye.